Yeah.
So I picked this dude up on the street just to be my special guest. Welcome to today's podcast. I have a super special guest today. My first guest on the podcast, Al Savage. Al and I met. He was actually a client of mine. He has agreed to come on here to talk to me. What we found when we were in session was that we worked things out well. How would you describe?
Synergistic.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
synergistic. We just vibed well.
Yeah.
We kind of I don't know. It was good. So
Walk
I
the
thought
same path, yeah.
kind of on the same path, kind of there was a connection on a spiritual level, for sure. But he came to me for relationship anxiety, which was, the last podcast was about anxiety. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of do it from a relationship standpoint. And what better than to have somebody to kind of talk through it with. So welcome to the
Thank you.
show.
Yeah. It's like another session.
It's just like, it's just like a free session.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
So I mean, it's been a long time now, but you came in and you had said, I have anxious attachment. And we'll get into attachment styles on a different podcast, but we'll briefly touch on it. You had said, I have anxious attachment. You were going through a recent breakup. And you were, I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, I thought that I was fairly healthy emotionally, and very well grounded.
Everybody does.
I know. And of course, the relationships, bring those things out in you. So, but yeah, I felt like I was in a good spot. I got into a relationship. I appeared on the surface to be a good relationship. Butterflies. Yeah.
We talked about
Yeah,
that
I
in the
know.
last. Let me go over that again in case you did miss that episode on anxiety. Butterflies are warning signs. That is your body telling you to run. So if you have butterflies when you're meeting somebody, run.
Yeah, no, and that was, there was excitement there, and the first couple of months seemed to be good, and then things started to and go away. The
Fade.
yeah,
The honeymoon.
yeah, it's like she began to pull back, and not ghost, but just you could see the distance, and of course, I was at this point hooked and super sensitive, and so I could tell the temperature by 1 degree, and so as it goes, I pursued harder and pushed further, and that dynamic became
Runner
into play.
chaser. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
classic runner chaser dynamic.
Yeah, and it was quite obvious. So that was the part that I was like, okay, something's going on here. I'm obviously not doing well with this. There's something that's being brought to the surface, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And she's triggered something. I don't know what it is, and that's when I sought help.
Yeah, because you thought originally it was anxious attachment,
Correct.
and we kind of dove in.
Well, you educated me on those.
Uh,
No, seriously. Yeah.
because I didn't think it was anxious attachment at first. Yeah, a little bit,
yeah.
and then as we kind of talked through it, I thought,
Well, other relationships, and you pointed that out.
Yeah,
And then
so-
I started to realize.
well, and I often talk in sessions about self-awareness, pattern recognition, and then change. You came in very self-aware. You knew what you were feeling. You knew you could tell me you were very rational in telling me logically what happened and why and da 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 da, but you couldn't quite you really couldn't figure out the why.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I'm doing this or I feel this way. And I think it's because I'm anxiously attached and I need to heal that. Like,
Yeah.
help,
Yeah. And I understood, that those dynamics, the avoidant can cause you to be anxious, and the dopamine, and I understood those kind of things, but I couldn't figure out why, how I missed it, for one. What did I miss? And what was it that kept drawing me to this?
Well, I remember you saying at one point, I literally thought I was doing everything right. Like I sent this text and da 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 da, and you know, she asked for space and I gave it to her, and like I literally was doing everything, and yet I was still feeling this anxious. I don't know how you describe it.
Well, it's funny that, you know, the first part of it was I caught it quick enough at one point that I realized what was going on. So and the story was that I, you know, had sent a text saying, I'm going to step back and give you some space. That started the next cycle though for me, which was the rumination. And that was so
Classic. Yeah.
yeah, and that was where I was really stuck. So I was
Yeah.
proud of myself for realizing one thing and taking a step back, but then I stepped in it.
And then you,
Yeah.
literally. So explain what it felt like.
It's
Like physically, mentally, like explain.
for me, it just was high anxiety. I mean, just constantly. You can't sit down. I can't be in the room. I've got to go outside and walk around.
You're looking
And
at your phone.
yeah,
Is she texting
yeah,
me? Is she,
yeah.
you know, like all of that. Like, what is she thinking? What is she doing?
Yeah, and you know, and you're waiting to see what's going on. Is it confirming what you think, or something to deny what you think? You know, maybe you're looking for a little hope. I'm not sure, but you know,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you're
always.
yeah, but you're, you know, it's that constant anxiety. You can't sleep. When you fall asleep, you're thinking about it. When you wake up, you're thinking about it, and you realize you're not even thinking about them. You're thinking about the situation. You know, and that's the
Because your brain's trying to make sense of it.
yeah. You're trying to close that loop or whatever. It's just, but you're stuck in that cycle, and it's maddening. You want to get out of it. It's like, why can't it stop? I know after a while, you know, this has got to end, but how?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that Mad Hatter. Like,
Yeah.
like get me out of this. Get me out of it.
Yeah.
And I know because I obviously have experienced it multiple times myself, where it's replaying conversations, and it's like, okay, did I say? How was my tone? Did I like? We are our own worst
Oh, yeah.
critics, and when there's something like that going on, where you're like psychoanalyzing like every word and move and all of the things and rereading the texts, and it like literally driving yourself insane. Like you're like beating yourself up.
No, you are. And then you question yourself after a while. You're like, what is wrong with me that I can't quit thinking about, you know? And then you start that cycle.
Yeah. And then you self-loathe.
Yeah.
And you think, I'm not enough. I can't do it. You know, it's me. It's me.
Yeah.
We blame ourselves.
No wonder
Like,
they need
it's-
space.
Yeah.
If I'm like this, no wonder. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
No wonder she wanted space,
Yeah.
man.
But this is who I am. Yeah.
Right? And it's that feeling of like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Gosh, like I hate that, because do you know how many times in my life, not just relationships, like literally, I remember being a kid growing up and struggling and saying that same thing. What's wrong with me?
Yeah. You know, and
Why am I different? This is not normal. Because we know it's like there's this innate, maybe our intuition, whatever, but we know it's not right to do that.
no.
But why are we doing it?
And that's the big question, you know, because I had gone, you know, when I came in, I had been through counseling, and
Yeah, years
had made
of it.
a lot,
Yeah.
and had made a lot of progress. Thought I was doing really good. And like I said, was in a great place emotionally, you know, felt very grounded and solid, you know. And then this relationship threw me for a curve, you know, and then I thought, okay, I've got more healing to do.
We always have healing to do.
Yeah, that was one
Always. It's an
thing I
ongoing
realized.
thing. Our purpose here is to heal and grow
Yeah,
and learn and level up.
yeah,
And I think it's important to point out that I think Gaber Mate said this in an interview. And if you don't know who he is, he's amazing. And I really want to meet him one day. And he's Canadian. But he said that our partner, our wife, husband, significant other, however, common law, however you see your relationship, romantic relationship, is supposed to trigger us.
Yeah.
We're supposed to trigger each other. We're supposed to bring out the deepest, darkest wounds. The difference between healthy relationship and toxic relationship are if you and I are in a relationship and we trigger each other and there's no growth or no, it's just defensiveness, fighting, that's toxic.
Yeah.
Right? We're supposed to learn and grow together. We're supposed to heal those wounds together.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of that. But the reality is, people think love is this fairy tale, and it's society is done this to us.
Mm-hmm.
The fairy tale, oh, it's all butterflies and
Right.
rainbows.
Exactly right.
And the reality is it's not. It's hard work. It's tough. It's a lot of work.
No, it is. And to your point, my best healing past that relationship was that change of mindset of looking at this as an opportunity to grow versus why do I keep doing this?
Yeah.
And that made a lot of difference.
I always like to, and I ask my clients this too. What did you learn?
Yeah.
Like, what did you learn from that particular relationship?
Yeah, I learned that the other person had some things that they needed to work on. So I'm saying that it's not accusatory. It was
We all do. Everybody does.
but everybody-
Nobody perfect. No perfect people.
Yeah, but it wasn't 100% me.
Right.
It's not.
Never
It's not
is.
all me. Yeah, and that was the
It
thing.
never is.
But you start taking that on. What did I do wrong? What did I say? Did I send the wrong text? Did I not say the right thing? And so when you step back and think, you know what, I did the best I could at the situation. Could I have improved? And if you can be self-reflective and say, yeah, I could improve here, or I could do this, or I could do better here, but they have a part in this too, and it's not all me. And you learn and grow so that the next time, you think, oh, okay, let's handle this differently. Then you do better.
I do that in couples counseling a lot, which is, it's really sad. When I first started my practice or first started seeing clients, the practice threw a couple at me and I was like, I don't know that I'm divorced and I don't know that I'm the person to be a couples counselor. And I end up really loving it. The problem with couples counseling is when by the time you reach couples counseling, it's your last ditch effort. It's already over. I mean, I hate to say that for the most part. I mean, there are people who can work through it and yay and do the work. And if you can, great. But predominantly the relationship's really kind of already on its last leg. So the success rate in couples counseling's really low. Yeah. So what I tend to do is teach my clients for their next relationship. And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth. So if it's a communication issue, which is oftentimes the problem, obviously betrayal issues, that's a whole other ballgame. But if it's just like a communication issue, you can most likely work through it if both partners are willing to do the work. You both have to be willing to do the work. And usually that's not the case. But I say to all my couples, at the very least, you will walk away with tools going forward that you can use.
You would hope, yeah.
For your next
relationship.
Because 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out. I wish, like I said in my previous podcast, I think mental health should be taught in school.
Oh, yeah.
I truly believe the divorce rate would greatly decrease if couples did counseling in the beginning of the marriage before they needed it.
Yeah.
I mean, needed, right? Everybody could benefit. Everybody on the planet can benefit from therapy, period. But I think it would be so beneficial to do it prior to.
No, I mean, if you're going to play a sport, you have to have a physical. If you go to the gym and all that, but you're going to make one of the biggest decisions of your life and get married and
bring kids into it.
And don't have a mental checkup.
And you don't even know how to communicate or.
Yeah.
That's, to me, super important.
I think because trying to figure it out as you go is really, really hard, especially at some points. You can't figure it out on your own. You need.
Yeah. Because you get to a point where you hit a brick wall, and you can only do I can only do my own
so much
work.
Yeah.
Right? I can only change so much. If you're not willing to meet me halfway, then how? That's not fair, number one. And then the resentment's going to build because I'm like, I'm the only one doing work. I've been down that road.
No, it's funny too. Everybody that has a bad relationship, when you get out, it's like, I'm never doing this again. I'm writing off men, or I'm writing off women, whatever, and they're not going to do it anymore. And the truth is, that's all you should go out, not immediately, but you should go out and have another relationship when you can. It seems like because like you said, you're not going to learn until that next relationship.
Yes.
And if you meet someone and y'all are both really wanting to grow together, there's an opportunity there, but you've got to.
Yeah.
Work at. I mean, it's not going to be fun.
No, it's never really.
No, it should be fun.
There are parts that are fun, but it's work. It's a lot of work.
But that's the point. It's work, and it's not, like you said, it's not butterflies. It's not the emotion all the time. I think that attracts you there. You can go back and forth on what's butterflies and what's not, but the big thing is working towards it in a healthy way and working towards it together.
And I think that's the difference between love and trauma bond.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, that's something I learned.
Yeah. So,
fact.
A lot of people who have complex trauma, myself included, I was taught at a very young age that love was conditional.
Yeah.
So if you do good, you're a good girl and I love you. But if you do bad, you're a bad girl and there's no love. So it's a condition thing. But the difference between love and trauma bond is that emotional up and down of I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. It's like you're addicted to the chemical dopamine of let's fight and make up. Yeah. Because of the feeling, the butterfly feeling, basically. That's the feeling you should have ran in the beginning from. You're now addicted to it. So you're literally going up and down. But love, like true love, like if you actually experience true love, it's unconditional. It's, I love you no matter what.
Right. It's a commitment.
Big time.
Yeah. It's not an emotion.
It's you don't like have this one fight or whatever and run.
Yeah. Or you shouldn't. If they do, yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
But, people do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
People often do, because avoidance. That's a prime example of not fearful avoidant. Well, fearful avoidant can too, but dismissive avoidant specifically. They run. They're done.
Yeah, and I think that, you'd mentioned in future podcasts, that's something I think that people probably should learn more about.
Attachment, for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody talks about the love languages, but to me, the attachment styles are a lot more important.
Speaking of love languages, in my last relationship, I learned something that I didn't previously know about love languages. So love languages, acts of service, I'm probably going to botch this, acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, and gifts. Those are like the 5 main ones. And up until my last relationship, I would have told you 1,000% acts of service is my number one love language. My second one would probably be words of affirmation. Okay. But definitely acts of service. If you can take something off my plate, thank you. Like, love you for life, right? Because I think it's my ADHD brain. I have so much always going on up here that, like, to me, it's just like, oh, I came home and the dishes were done. Oh, thank you, God. Like, I don't have to, it's one less thing I have to do, right? Well, in my most recent relationship, we had this conversation, and I was telling him, I was like, no, I'm acts of service. That's how I give and receive. Well, here's a fun fact. You should not give your love language to your partner because that might not be their love language. Sure. Right? I mean, it makes sense, but I was just acts of service, so I'm a doer. I would
Right.
do. And my partner was like physical touch, or because a lot of men say they're physical touch because the whole sex intimacy thing, which is two totally different things.
Yeah.
Physical touch is non-sexual for the most part. But that being said, I was giving
In your language.
in my language, and they were not. They were just like, and like,
Yeah, not my language.
right.
Yeah.
So then I realized, oh, okay, recalibrate.
Yeah.
Do. Right. So then I would ask, like, how do you feel loved? Words of affirmation. Okay. So then I would start doing that, and I would always express acts of service, man.
Yeah.
Mow that lawn. Like,
Yeah.
because it relieves
That was
such
yours.
stress for me.
Yeah.
And anyway, fast forward, my most recent relationship, I noticed he would do acts of service occasionally. I mean, not just occasionally, but he would do things, and it didn't hit the same. It truly didn't hit the same. And I had myself wondering, like, why am I not feeling it? Like, what's hitting different? And I realized anytime that we were sitting on the couch and he would reach over and just put his hand on my leg randomly, that's when I felt it.
So physical.
So physical, it switched. It totally, for whatever reason, this particular. So I think it changes depending on your needs and what that person's bringing to the table, or what you're
needed
supposed
acts
to.
of service.
I forever would have said acts of service, but with the last one, it would literally was any kind of physical touch. Just was like, oh, it just, and I realized, like, okay, this is weird.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So
That's a whole topic in itself.
Right. So I think it can change and adapt.
Never thought about that.
think it's. I think it depends on the person you're with and what you're the lessons you're learning, and what your triggers are.
Yeah.
With that person.
No,
because that particular person triggered my mom wounds.
So it'd be interesting to see the correlation between the two, wouldn't it? Seriously.
Yeah, he triggered my mom wounds, and I didn't grow up in a physically, so I craved it.
Yeah.
So it made sense once I dove in and kind of like figured out like why, like, because I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, none of this is making sense to me. So it was like threw me for a loop, because I'm 46 and I'm now what? Huh?
That makes sense if he triggered certain wounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it changes depending on the person, and depending on what the.
Hey, you got me curious. I got to go back and read that book.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even tell you who wrote it, and that's terrible. But everybody just knows love languages. I can't remember his name.
Gary.
What?
First name Gary.
Might be.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I think it adapts and changes. At least that was my experience.
Yeah.
In my most recent relationship, was physical touch for me. And also this is a good point. He was probably the only relationship I ever had where I felt safe physically.
Oh wow.
Like protected.
Yeah.
Maybe not emotionally, because he was avoidant, dismissive avoidant, but physically it was like a safe thing.
Yeah.
So maybe that had some correlation with the physical touch. I don't know.
Maybe it allowed you to be more feminine, not being your masculine.
Yeah,
it
definitely could have.
Yeah.
Definitely allowed me to be in my more feminine energy versus my masculine, because we all have, you have feminine and masculine. I have feminine and masculine. So I think that really, I don't know. It just made me really like,
It is interesting.
what is this? Like, what is this? And why am I feeling that way?
Yeah.
There are a lot of things, but relationships are supposed to do that.
No, I agree with that. And, like I said, before I'd done a lot of healing, the last two relationships, I dealt with the anxiety piece and anxious attachment.
The rumination's the worst.
But like I said, that's really it. Yeah.
That's the worst.
It is. And that's the hardest piece to heal from, It seems like.
Because how do you stop it?
That's fun. There's all kind of things you can YouTube and Google and all, but
Or go to therapy.
go to therapy. I think that's the best personally, but that's what worked for me. Eating sour candy or whatever helps you break
That's anxiety.
the cycle. Yeah, but
Yeah, throw something
then,
sour in your mouth.
then I would do it. But it does get better over time. I think part of it's just like all the cycles of grieving and so forth. You've just got to go through it. So you're going to have to get through some portion of it. I mean, but you've got to heal it. You can't stay there.
You have to feel it to heal it.
Yeah.
You definitely have to feel it to heal it. I say that so much. You cannot.
No.
And you can't avoid it.
No.
Because it's going to creep back up.
Yeah, but there's a reason you're doing it, and that's the key. Like why? What's making me do
Where's
that?
the root?
Yeah.
Which is where we ended up anyway, was in EMDR, which we'll talk about again in another. Maybe we'll have you back and we'll talk about your experience with EMDR. We did
life changing.
We did a 2-day intensive of EMDR and found all kinds of pieces of your puzzle.
Absolutely. Kind of brought it all together.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yep. So all that to say, relationships are hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's anxiousness that comes with it.
Absolutely.
For most, maybe not all, but most. What are some, before we kind of end this, what are some ways that you helped you with your rumination?
Part of me is stopping and asking myself, okay, what are you anxious about? That was one of the things in the beginning. Is like, what are you anxious about? Are you worried about being abandoned? Are you worried that they're going to find somebody else? Does that mean you're not good enough? Is that and it was just going through those things and stopping long enough to ask yourself, what are you doing? I mean, really, what are you doing? And then the other thing was just, if I found myself in that cycle, trying to think of other things. I know that sounds very elementary, but
distraction.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, really, like, okay, stop thinking about this. Let's focus on, washing the car, whatever.
Divert. Yeah.
Just to break
Detour.
that cycle and get out of it.
Sometimes you have to though.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, I will never say like distract, but sometimes you gotta.
You got to break the cycle, do you? I mean, because you'll do it 24/7.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, and once again, I understand if you have that style and some traumas in your past, whatever it could be, but it can't last. It can't go. It shouldn't go on for as long as I think some people do. But
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It'll kill you.
I was very fortunate and blessed, that I found you, and we were able to work through it, and it cut that cycle, I think, way down.
Yeah. I mean, you still have to feel it to heal it.
You do.
I mean,
You do.
To some degree, you still have to go through. One of the ways that I started to kind of manage mine is I now, and I teach my clients this too. I'm sure we've talked about it because I talk about it all the time. Is a feeling will hit your body before you feel it, kind of thing. Like it's a physical sensation first.
Yeah, feel nauseous or something. Whatever.
Right, or butterflies, or your chest. Mine's, for whatever reason, all my stuff is here. Always. I feel it in my chest. It doesn't matter what it is. Anger, it doesn't matter. Sadness. But, for example, going through a recent breakup and just feeling a little bit anxious, feeling just those feelings of, what's wrong with me? Why can't I find somebody? Why can't, am I not lovable? Like you go through it. You literally
you
play
ask
those.
yourself those questions.
You ask yourself those questions. What is wrong with me? Anyway, so what I started to do since becoming a therapist is I now ask myself, okay, I feel it, and it's always here. Okay, what is it? What am I feeling physically? All right, my chest is tight. And I literally will go through this, whether I'm saying it out loud if I'm by myself or in my head if I'm in an environment where I can't verbalize it because I'm a verbal processor. I will literally, okay, what is this feeling? Oh, it's sadness. Okay, what? And then I ask myself, why am I sad?
That's right.
Why am I sad?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm going through a breakup. And then, best part, I give myself permission.
Yeah.
It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. You just can't stay there.
Right.
I put a time frame on it. Yesterday, I didn't get out of bed. And this is true.
Yeah.
This is a true story. I told you this earlier before we got on camera. I didn't get out of bed yesterday. I cried all day. I had a breakup, and I cried all day. And I knew when I woke up, because I didn't have any clients, I didn't have to leave my house. I knew I was going to be sad because it had just happened. Yeah. And I said to myself, it's okay. I gave myself permission to be sad, depressed, and to cry, and to feel, and to go through the conversations and to go through. I gave myself a whole day of it. And I said to myself before I went to bed, well, really my dogs, because I live alone, but tomorrow's a new day, and I'm not going to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to focus on the positives. Yeah. So I was able to focus on, filming the podcast and going to work and helping my clients and doing all the things that I needed to do. But I think it's really important to give yourself permission. You just can't stay there. Yeah,
you can't stay there. And, and to piggyback off of that, you mentioned in your last podcast about, staying in the present and not the future, and I would say that the end of the cycle for ruminating, to break that for me, was asking myself those questions, what's true and what's not. So if you're thinking, are they with someone else or whatever, that causes you anxiety, and to ruminate, do you know that's true? Have you seen that? And well, no, then don't take that on,
And the most fascinating thing one of the most fascinating things I learned, which sounds so silly when I say it, your brain does not differentiate between true and false.
True.
So if you have a thought and you're envisioning it, your brain actually thinks that's true.
Yeah.
It cannot decipher that, which is exactly what you're saying. Like, you have to ask yourself, is this true? Can I prove this, that they were with somebody, or that they cheated on me, or whatever it is that's playing in your head? Can you prove it without a doubt?
Yeah, because, when you think about that, you start to feel physically sick.
You feel
just like you had caught them in the act, even though it's in your head.
So visceral.
It's real.
Oh, my gosh.
It's real. And so why put yourself through that? Stop thinking those thoughts.
Exactly.
Unless you can prove, and then that's another,
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other rabbit hole. If you can prove it, that's a whole other rabbit hole we're going to go down. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, it's just a thought.
It's just the thought. That's what I'm saying. That grounds you back to the present, like you were saying last time. So, if, do I have proof? Have I seen? No. Have you tech? No. And pictures? No. Then just don't think that. What do we know today?
Yes.
We know today that I'm sad because of whatever, and okay, then let's deal with that.
What do you have to work on?
Right,
I guess it's more where I came from yesterday is okay, what part, every relationship offers a learning experience. It doesn't even necessarily need to be romantic. I've learned tons from you, and everybody I really have deep conversations with. There's always that learning piece to it. So last night was like, okay, how can I be a better person going forward, even though it's not with this person that I love dearly and want to be with, but just it's not meant to be. So it's like, how can I be better? What did I learn? How can I heal? Yeah. And again, you got to feel it. I had to feel.
That's it.
I had to feel the sorrow. I had to feel all the regrets and all the, not regrets in a bad way, but the things that I didn't say or didn't do, or
Yeah, acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And you just can't stay there. That's the biggest piece of it.
Sure.
Put a time limit on it. I saw a TV show recently with Harrison Ford in it, and it's about psychiatrists, and I can't remember what shrinking. I think is the name of it. Oh my gosh, you gotta watch it. Yeah. But Harrison Ford is a psychiatrist, amazing man. He says something like, I close myself in my room and I allow myself 15 minutes. That's it. I set a timer. I put on the saddest music possible, and I cry and process that for 15 minutes. And once that timer goes off, I wipe my tears and I go about my business. And I'm like, that's brilliant.
It really is.
That is truly brilliant.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's relationship, your dog passed, grief, like all of those things. Now grief's complicated, but you know,
You acknowledged it, and
you're acknowledging
allowed
it,
some
and
time,
you put
but you
that
didn't stay
time
there.
frame on it.
Yeah.
You didn't constantly, because it's easy to go down that
Oh yeah.
cycle of negativity and sorrow, and
Oh, absolutely.
it's easy to kind of be in that frame of mind of blah, you know, the what is it, doom
Doom and gloom.
and gloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, doom and gloom, and that is no fun to be in. I've been down that. I was raised in that. I don't like the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
I work really hard daily not to be doom and gloom.
Well, no, that's true. And like you said, once you acknowledge it, get out of it and work on yourself.
Yeah, that's all you can do,
Yeah.
right? That's all you can do. So anyway, we are out of time. So thank you so much for being
My
here.
pleasure. Thank you.
Sure you're going to be back.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of things to talk about. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Blah, 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 blah. Wah, 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 wah. How's that?
Yeah.
That's